Good evening from Crawfordsville High School on the Athenian baseball field. Tonight, the Crawfordsville Athenians will host the Cougars from North Putnam. We've got a great evening. We've got winds out of the northwest. Temperature in about 61 degrees. Along with Jeff Decker and our cameraman Justin Duggar. This is Dan Welber. We're about ready to go here, and so we're going to turn it over to PA announcer David Raynard, and he's on right now.
The shortstop, number 18, Isaac Thomason. Batting second, the center fielder, number 16, Evan Davies. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 23, Colton Thorson. Thorson will be hitting for starting right fielder, number 6, Braden Beavers. Batting fourth, the starting pitcher, number 12, Austin Rader. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 21, Nick Hensley. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 8, Jalen Berry. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 5, Gunnar Burris. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 9, Chase Hutto. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 32, Lane Sillery. The Cougars are coached by Mr. Brian Jeter. And now, the starting lineup for your Crawfordsville Athenians. Leading off, the first baseman, number 21, Will Kellerman. Batting second, the second baseman, number 5, Carson Scott. Batting third, the center fielder, number 20, Josh Blackburn. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 34, Austin Warren. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 24, Big Cam Saunders. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 6, Jake Decker. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 8, Cale McCarty. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 23, Caleb Coons. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 4, Zach Pitcher. Pitcher will be starting for the starting pitcher, number 27, Gabe Joyner. Your Athenians are coached by Mr. John Froge. He is assisted by Rhett Welliver, Tony Bean, and Daryl Hobson. Tonight's umpires are Mr. Jamie Ritter and Mr. J.D. Coy. Please direct your attention to the American flag located in right field. At this time, the Crawfordsville Community School Corporation and the IHSAA invite you to proudly stand and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America.
Final call for the girls 4x800 relay. Final call for the girls 4x800 relay. Second call for the boys 4x800 relay. And first call for the girls 100-meter hurdles. Final call for the girls 4x800 relay.
Athenian baseball.
Well, Jeff, Athenians coming in on a good roll here, picking up a couple of conference wins this week, and really big ones because Danville was the team chasing them, I guess, if you look at it that way. And the Athenians now 9-0 in the conference, 15-3 overall.
Just log on to YouTube.
Yeah, they had 2 real good games over in Danville. The first one was lightning and thunder shortened, so we were glad to get that win. And then the second game was rain delayed, but we were able to get all 7 innings in and still come around with a big win on that one. So, yeah, we actually played better in the rain than we did in the lightning.
Well, anyway, tonight is not the most beautiful evening, but we hopefully play well. As I said, the wind, and I just guess that wind to be somewhere in the area of 7, 8, 9 miles an hour, out of the probably more north than west, northwest anyway, from left field to right field on our diamond.
Yep.
And we have a new starting pitcher this evening. First time on the hill as a varsity pitcher.
Yeah, it's junior Gabe Joyner. He's been doing a lot of pitching in the JV ranks. His specialty is a curveball. He's got a curveball that he just kind of floats in there, and as it gets to the plate, it just drops right down to the catcher. A big old 12-6 curveball. If he has that working really good, he gets a lot of batters to sit and look at that one.
Well, you know, he's probably just a little bit tight right about now, but, you know, we'll get a few pitches under his belt out there because he has worked a lot this year, but still this is going to be a different situation for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, varsity is definitely a different league than JV. We also have, I believe, first time starter at DH is Zach Fitcher. Maybe his first at-bats in varsity action tonight.
I think he may have had some at-bats, Jeff, but definitely not in this role. You know, I think he's pinch hit before. But anyway, we've got still a very experienced and yet a very young team on the field. And we certainly, you know, look at a ball game like this, not a top rivalry, but a team that you definitely don't want to lose to. Still, I believe we're ranked about third in 3A, and so ready to go here. So here's the first pitch, and right there for a strike to Isaac Thomason. He's a shortstop for the Cougars. 5:48 game time. Here's the next pitch. That'll stay wide.
Yeah, we definitely have a full complex here tonight with a track meet, a girls softball game, and a baseball game, so there's lots of background noises, just like being at a real stadium here.
Next pitch stays wide. The count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, we got people all over the place, and Athenian baseball fans got that great seat right here in front of us. Here's the next pitch. That'll be over the outside corner, and the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Gabe really seems to be working that outside corner pretty good there.
Joyner to the plate, and here's a swing and a miss. So, first man faced, first man struck out as Isaac Thomason goes down swinging. That'll bring up Evan Davies. He's the center fielder.
Looks like he's one of 3 seniors on their team.
Ball fouled off the right side over toward the Cougar dugout. Well, Jeff, here we are, the 3rd of May, and everybody's got a little bit of a heavy clothing on once again here. So one day here's a pitch that hangs a little bit high in the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, everybody's wearing coats and stuff, but
there's a nice breaking pitch.
We've been pretty lucky with the weather. You know, we haven't had to sit out in a lot of rain this year, or snow, as in some years past.
Yeah, the one Saturday morning we had a little mist blowing in here, but it really wasn't heavy. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that hits the batter while in the batter's box. So he will return. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Evan Davies. All right, Joyner out of the stretch. Here's a ground ball to first base. Will Kellerman on one knee takes it for the second Cougar out. So far, Gabe Joyner very much under control out there.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do. He's throwing strikes, getting ground ball there, and a strikeout. So,
all right, I bring up number 23, Colton Thorson. He is the DH. First pitch taken for a ball. 2 down here. We're top of the first. Just getting underway here at the Athenian field. Junior pitch. Well, okay.
Is that a check swing?
We had a check swing, and then it looked like Carson Scott was kind of checking to see whether he should come in or
let it bounce.
as he did. Yeah, exactly. He almost let the ball get to the ground, but nonetheless, the out recorded for out number 3 in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we go to the bottom half. Athenians coming to bat. Well, what did you think about the Danville team, Jeff? You were over there. They hadn't one of the events like we had tonight. They had track. The one I happened to have a grandson doing some track events, and when he got these events done, we ran over to the softball field where Mayor Barton's daughter had just hit a home run. Unfortunately, they were still behind 5-1. But about that time, here's a little. I shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to tell it anyway. We weren't there a real long time, and thunder. We've got thunder. They're going to stop it.
Yeah.
Well, there was 1 out in the top of the 5th, and then there was 2 outs, and it continued to thunder. And I told my wife, I said, as soon as they get this next out, the umpires are going to have better hearing. Because they had a complete game.
Yep.
And so, indeed, that's what happened. So it was a thunder shortened game. And actually, the word was, and I suppose maybe you witnessed this, there really wasn't any rain over at Danville that night.
No, not our first game. Not on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It was
thunder and lightning.
It was just northwest of us enough. You'd see the flash of lightning. You'd hear the thunder. The Danville, their first pitcher might have been Slacker. Slacker was his name. He was a good little pitcher. But once you get your arm warmed up and you throw a couple innings and then you have a half-hour break for thunder and lightning, and it really played a toll on both the starting pitchers, I think, because I think both teams came back with them after a long delay. And then I think we even had a third delay, and they may have come back with them again on that. So defensively, though, they were a pretty good team. Monday night's or Tuesday night's game came down to a 2-1, so it was a close game.
All right, Will Kellerman to the plate, and as he has done most of the year, leading off for the Athenians. He'll be followed by Carson Scott and then Josh Blackburn, and that hasn't changed for a long time.
Nope, it's been pretty steady. Will had a great second game at Danville, got his first varsity home run over the right field fence.
First pitch up and away by Austin Rader.
The last couple of games, Will's just been pounding the ball to the outfield. Danville had an awesome center fielder, left-handed center fielder that robbed Will of 2 hits and Josh Blackburn of 1 hit, and everything you want to see. Good hits by the batters and great plays by the fielders.
Here's a 2-0. This is taken on the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on Will Kellerman. Lost track of Will's batting average, but I know it's over 300. It's healthy. He turns the bunt and fouls this one off, and it really got under it a little bit. Third baseman was about even with the bag down there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch bounces up there. Young catcher lost his balance as the ball bounced into him. Kind of put him on his seat there.
Yeah, I think North Putt might have done a little bit of scouting on Will Kellerman. Being a left-handed batter, he does go a lot to the left center, and they are shading him that way, giving him a lot of right field there.
Here's the pitch, swung on, grounded outside the line, the first base line. Count full, 3-2. This Nick Hensley is the catcher there, and he's only a freshman, Jeff. Here's the pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Shortstop over, has it. On to first base, and just nips Will by about a half a step down there. So 6-3, one down. That brings up Carson Scott.
Carson Scott.
Carson, real fine all-around player, a switch hitter, great bunter, puts the ball in play, and has some good wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, Carson had some good at-bats at Danville. Had a double to the fence on left center.
He turns and looks as though he thought about bunting, pulls the bat back, and the ball goes right on through the catcher's legs. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball bunted. Third base side. Nobody's going to get there in time. Pitcher has it. Throws way late. So that'll go as a base hit for Carson Scott. And another of many base hits he's had this year via the bunt.
Yeah, he works hard on that, and he puts that one right down there on the third base line, not to the pitcher or anybody, and it's just kind of no man's land there. And by the time they pick it up, he's 3/4 of the way to first base with his speed.
I'll bring up Josh Blackburn. Josh playing center field. Josh, I believe, the leading hitter on this ball club, last I looked anyway. Here's the runner going. Fake bunt. Throw down. That's a good throw, and he gets just in and by it. Nice throw by the freshman catcher, however.
Yeah.
Josh Blackburn, a very aggressive hitter, but has really shown the Athenians, how to drive runs in. He's so. Here's a runner thinking about going as the ball hits the dirt, but Carson wisely held up there as Nick Hensley did a nice job there blocking that ball and keeping it right around the plate.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes. 1 on, 1 out.
Carson might do a little dancing out there, try to induce a balk.
There's a pitch down. That'll run the count to 3-0 now. So I imagine Josh. I caught myself stealing signals again. He's going to take a pitch here. That one is on the outside corner, and that corner got mighty wide. That's what you call the old automatic, Jeff.
Yeah.
3 balls, 1 strike. Josh would rather hit. We know that.
Yeah, Josh he's one that wants to swing that bat freely.
Here's the runner going. Here's the pitch taken. And the throw down. And Scott is in there. And it was ball 4. So down to first base goes Josh Blackburn. And the Athenians with a bit of an early rally here now.
The third baseman, Austin Warren.
That'll bring out the third baseman, Austin Warren. Austin having a great year on the mound this year, but doing a good job at the plate as testified by the fact he's standing there in the cleanup position.
Yep. Yeah, Austin's always a threat with the deep ball.
See if we run this first and third. Josh, not a burner, but runs well. He is off. Now they've got him caught. Now we got a throw to the second, and the shortstop not really aware, and here comes Carson Scott to the plate, and he scores run number 1 of this ball game. And we give him a stolen base, so he stole second, he stole third, and he stole home.
There you go.
And we'll give Josh Blackburn a stolen base, and really caught the Cougars. They just didn't react to that properly at all.
I'm going to assume that was a design play by us.
Yeah.
I think Josh was doing the step off trying to get that early run in.
Yeah, I really think what happened is he read the situation, and I don't think he will stop out there if they didn't throw it all. I think he would have just he wasn't going to. But the game. Jeff, what was the game that we won last Saturday?
Covington.
Covington game, yes. Covington had some ugly plays in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Had 4 errors in total. But you know what? They got us twice when we were trying to run that type of play, and handle it really well and did it right. I mean, they executed the way it's supposed to be executed. So I thought it was a little ironic how much trouble they were having in the field that day, and yet when it came down to that particular play, they got us in the rundown. They got the out at first without the guy scoring, and just really did a great job. Well, here we go. Run in for the Athenians now as Warren waits. Here's the pitch. He checks his swing and takes that one a little bit too high. Cam Saunders on deck.
Yep. Cam's been a pretty steady bat this season, too. So,
yeah, one of our veteran senior players, and he's done just that. Here's a fake, and the throw to third, and the third baseman did not get back to cover the bag, so he really didn't give the catcher a chance right there. And that third baseman, Chase Huddle, he's another freshman, so some young guys out there learning the hard way maybe.
yeah, we do.
Athenians with a little small ball action. Here we go. The pitch is down and away. Ball 3. So Austin Rader, a junior, a little bit of first inning trouble here. Short lead by Blackburn at third. Here's the pitch, and it's taken for ball 4. So on down to first goes Austin Warren, and that does bring up Cam Saunders. Only one down here for the Athenians.
Fielder Cam Saunders.
Jake Decker on deck. We'll bat unless we hit into double play here, and I don't think that's going to happen. And we're off to the races. Here's a throw back to the pitcher as they decide not to try to play on the man going to second. So, stolen base there for Austin Warren. Pitch taken for a strike. Ducks on the pond here for Cam Saunders. Here's the pitch, down and in. Ball gets loose. Again, Hensley does a nice job keeping the ball in front.
So far in this game, Crawfordsville has 6 stolen bases already.
Well, Jeff, I don't know what the record is.
I don't know what the record is for first inning stolen bases, but I've watched over the years, and that's more than I've seen.
Here's the pitch taken for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cam Saunders. Well, I'd have to go back probably to the days of Matt McCarty and that group. There were a few stolen bases. Matt himself, I think, holds the record on that. And here's a line drive, but right at the second base. He short hops it and then throws it low to first base. Here's one run coming across. Here's another run coming across. And that'll go as an error on this throw by the second baseman. The 2 runs come in for the Athenians and now lead it by a score of 3-0.
You know, that's almost the exact same play that Carson Scott ended the last inning on. Almost identical. 2 different outcomes on the same type of play.
Yeah. Well, the second baseman really did a nice short hop pick there and had the easy part left and couldn't complete it. Here's a throw to first, and Cam back in time. So a runner at first with 1 down now. Let's see if we got Cam on his horse. Raider to the plate. This ball's fouled off over into the softball field, I'm afraid. Kind of one of those situations we really wish we could deal with a little better. Too many balls end up on the wrong diamond. Now, softball doesn't bother baseball too much, but baseball does put some things in play to the softball. Here's a runner going. Throw is down and going to be late. Second baseman backing it up. No further advancement, but a stolen base by Cam Saunders. So man on second now with only 1 out. McCarty would be next. Here's the pitcher, turns and looks to second base, but nothing there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Here's the ball taken up high. Well, Jake ahead on the count, 2-1. Well, Jake has had a great year on the mound. We've used him in those closer situations a number of times. Mm-hmm. You probably know how many games he started, but he's done a great job on the mound for the Athenians this year, and some of them in some pretty close situations. Well, Jake takes that one, shall we say, for the team.
There you go.
But hit better and on down to first base. So first and second, still only 1 out as Cale McCarty steps in.
The shortstop, Cale McCarty.
Cale, I think, swinging the bat a little better lately, maybe. He a couple of hits the other night.
Yep. Cale definitely has those streaks sometimes.
Well, I was just about to, he swings and fouls that one back. I was just about to say, actually, I think it was a little bit, you got to remember, I'm making evaluations sometimes that I know I ought to make because I haven't seen each and every game. But I have seen him, I thought, play some very good shortstop early in the year. Then he had a little bit of a down streak, lost his aggressiveness, and didn't come to the ball as a shortstop needs to sometimes, and putting some balls on the ground. But I think he's gotten a little bit stronger here lately again, and that's good to see.
Yep.
Here's the pitch outside. Runner going to third. The throw's down its own way, and we're going to score another run as ball goes all the way to left field. So Athenians tack another one on the board as Cam Saunders comes around with yet another Athenian run, making it 4-0. Jake down to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a pitch over the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. North Putnam trying to not let this game get totally away from them. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just off the corner. Count evens at 2-2. Third baseman in on the grass. I don't really think Cale's bunting here, but he's like he's in a charged position down there. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Cale knew he was ducking away, and as the ball started to head toward the plate, he almost pulled the trigger, but let her go, and it's now a full count at 3-2. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 gets off the catcher's glove, and moving on down to third base is Jake Decker. So we've got that first and third situation again, Jeff.
Yep.
Kind of makes it tough when you've already given up 4 runs, and that play has really been, well, I guess I shouldn't be this strong, but it's been like taking candy from a baby as far as the Athenians are concerned. And here we go again. Pitch taken, and they do not throw, and that is a good decision by the Cougars. Some young players out here. Nick Hensley's really done a pretty decent job behind the plate.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good throws to the bases, just the coverages haven't been there. Or
here's a pitch taken for a strike. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, so Caleb Coons is up to bat, and Caleb, I don't think he's batted maybe the last 4 or 5 games. Henry Taylor's DHing for him, so he's probably really happy to get that stick back in his hand tonight.
Well, I know I mentioned several times it didn't seem like Caleb. Here's the pitch line that's going to drop in right field. That'll be a base hit. He's going to get 2 RBIs on this one. Next run, Cale McCarty touches home plate. So Athenians tagging them on here left and right as they bring in 2 more with a base hit by Caleb Coons. What I was about to say about Caleb, he had hit the ball hard at people earlier in the year quite a bit. And, just didn't think he was swinging the bat that well, but, you look at like a batting average or something like that, and not doing so well. But sometimes you can't always go by that. Young player doing a great job. We have Andrew Martin running for Caleb now at first base.
Yep. Yeah, Caleb, he's a pretty consistent hitter, too. A lot of times he'll go to that right side and put it there between the fielders. Has sophomore Zach Fitcher up to bat.
Yeah, I don't know how many bats Zach's had, but he's had a few. And swings bat pretty well. I think he's pretty aggressive normally. There's a breaking pitch. About a letter high and good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Andrew Martin leading away at first base. Again, he's on running for catcher Caleb Coons. Here's a pitch, another breaking ball, fouled off right side. First baseman takes a look at it, but that's going to be well out of play.
Yep, over on the softball field.
So, Fitcher behind on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still only 1 out as we bat the 9th hitter in the first inning. Little bullpen work been going on down there, Jeff. I'm not sure.
I think it was Gabe Joyner just staying warmed up.
Yeah, okay. Runner goes. Fouled off the right side. First baseman, right fielder. Right fielder can't quite get there. Oh, my God. The first baseman didn't get the ball, but he got the right fielder.
Took him right out.
No damage there. I chuckle on it because I can see he's all right, but don't want anybody to get hurt, that's for sure. Well, a little behind on the count, or on his swing. We don't have really that much velocity coming in there, but Zach right now is not quite catching up with it. So Will Kellerman waiting on deck to start this batting order all over again. See if Andrew takes off the seal, and he does. Here's a ground ball right side. First baseman over, has it. He'll step on the bat, and out number 2 is made. So good job by the big first baseman. As Fitcher goes out, 3 unassisted. And indeed, we do go back to the top of the batting order, and Will Kellerman will ground it out to the shortstop his first time. Inning wasn't as promising with Will's first bat. Here's a pitch that's in the dirt and gets by the catcher. That'll go as a wild pitch, and that'll send Martin on down to third base. Well, here is Will's situation here. He could be the proud man to make 2 outs in the same inning here. So
make the first one and the last one.
Somebody will probably let him hear about that. He takes a strike on the inside corner, and the count evens 1-1.
I would put my odds on that not happening.
Well, I think percentage-wise, you've got a pretty good, odds are pretty much in your favor for sure. Here's the pitch. That's taken up high. 2-1.
3-0 over there.
Athenians girls behind 3-0 to North Putnam, and they're in the third inning over there. Here's the pitch. Swung on a fly ball. Center fielder in. Broke late on it. Second baseman cannot get there, and that'll drop. That'll be a base hit for Will. The center fielder did not get a read on that ball. Would normally have been there, but too late to get started and give Will a base hit and a run batted in.
Carson Scott.
Well, that brings up Carson Scott. He had a bunt base hit to start this Athenian rally. which is now gone to 7 runs here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Carson takes that one for a strike. I'm not sure what happened here. The ball's loose. I think the ball bounced off of Carson from the catcher's throw. Either that or it just slipped out of his hand. I couldn't really tell, Jeff.
I'm not sure what happened. I was kind of just looking around. All of a sudden, I seen the ball fly up about 10 feet in the air, and Will quickly goes to second base.
Well, I saw the umpire say something to Carson, so that's why I thought maybe the ball hit him. But anyway, we have a runner in scoring position again. Here's a ball taken to left field, right at the left fielder, but he's going to let it drop in front of him. And Carson Scott, as the throw goes into the third base side, Carson picks that up and trots on down to second base. I don't know, we can give him a double. Probably, if we were real serious, we'd say it was a single with a advancement on the throw, but
the center fielder, Josh.
I think in this ball game, we'll give him a double.
Yep.
So Kellerman in to tally another run for the Athenians, and they lead it by a score of 8-0. Athenians have done all this on, I believe, 4 hits.
Rock Point Church, Carson Jack Gutters and Exteriors, Tri-County Bank and Trust, B&L Engineering, Coons Trim Company, Cairo Med, Gould Body and Paint, North Salem State Bank.
I was talking to Brian, so the Danville games, it seemed like we did most of our production and scoring runs with 2 outs. And it's been kind of that way all season.
Not a bad thing in one sense. I mean, I guess you'd rather hop on them early, but, you know, it's a thing that your team, you know your team definitely is not quitting when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of games this year that the guys have really had to keep just grinding away at it to get through it. You know, there's no quit in these guys. They just keep grinding at those type of games.
We got a minute here. Might look ahead next week. We've got county rivalries coming up now. Next week, the Southmont Mounties.
Mm-hmm.
First game is
Tuesday
at,
I believe it's, let me pull it up here real quick. And
well, we're going through a pitching change here.
Tuesday we are here at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then Thursday we are at Southmont at 6 p.m.
Okay, 2 6 o'clock games, and then playing the Southmont Mounties.
Yep. And then Saturday, May 11th, we'll be at Park Tudor for JV varsity doubleheader. This Saturday, if you want to come out, we play Munster in a doubleheader, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, weather permitting.
All those home games are scheduled to be webcast, so, yeah, we always like to tell fans, come on out to the ballpark. That's really the place to watch a ball game, but we know in some cases people can't do it, and so that's why we're here.
Yep.
And secondly, I found out a lot of players like to go back, check the webcast, and see how they looked at swinging the bat or pitching or what have you. It's really a good tool for the players.
Yep.
So we're fortunate to be able to do this. Not every school has this opportunity. Not every school has as fine a baseball facility as what the Athenians have here. I know of none better at the high school level.
Yeah.
And so I think our kids appreciate that. I think they understand that. And I might mention, not a whole lot of programs take a big spring trip as the Athenians do.
Yeah.
Which, we go down there, and not that we treat it exactly like the major leagues treat spring training, but yet there is still somewhat that element of that.
Yeah, there's some mentality to that.
All right, here we go. Josh Blackburn stepping in. The new pitcher is Isaac Thomason. And
he's a freshman, was shortstop. Now he's moved to the pitcher. I think the the pitcher moved to shortstop.
Here's the pitcher, just a little bit high. This young man not throwing the ball hard, but working on a little bit of a breaker here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Bottom half of inning number 1. The Athenians already up 8-0. Here's a pitch swung on, grounded. Coach Frodes makes a very feeble attempt down there. One ball, 2 strikes. Josh Blackburn walked his first at bat. Reaches out, grounds this back to the pitcher. Pitcher underhands for out number 3. So that'll end the rally, but not until the Athenians put up an 8 spot. And at the end of 1 full, the Athenians lead it 8-0. So, Jeff, we I think talked about we've had some tough ball games. We won a lot of 1-run ball games this year, 2-run ball games, and this is one of those things where we're probably actually looking at a 5-inning ball game or 4.5, I guess. And Athenians maybe could use this, but coming back tomorrow. And I don't. Did you give those times tomorrow?
Yeah, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So hopefully the weather holds, and we'll play 2 more on the weekend. I believe Jeff Nelson will be here, do a little work on the mic.
Okay.
And so he's better prepared than I am tonight. That's for sure. Jeff pretty much comes with a full set of stats.
Yeah, he is the stat man and knows all those things. I can just pull things out that I remember from watching the games. Well,
like I said, I tried to have stats, but originally I wasn't scheduled on this, and so I kind of slumped a little bit here on my homework. Here's a throw down by Caleb Coons, and we're ready to go. Inning number 2, Cougars coming to bat.
So first up, we have number 12, Raider, who is a pitcher and moved to shortstop.
Leading off for the Cougars, the center fielder, Austin Raider.
Actually, they've moved Austin Raider now to center field.
At some point,
Okay.
Here's a pitch taken for a strike.
you'll know that, but I don't know if you have to pronounce his name. Yudai Nishiyama. It's like this. We're hoping.
No balls, 1 strike. Here's a pitch breaker, grounded to Will Kellerman at first. About 3 steps to the bag for out number 1. So, quick out. That'll bring up the 5th hitter in the Cougar lineup, the catcher, Nick Hensley. Here's a swing and a miss on something down low. Here's a 1-strike pitch, swung on and missed. Another breaking ball down low. So Joyner ahead on the count, 0-2. Gabe picking up where he left off. Here's a breaker, grounded foul. Got 3 pitches there. Look pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And Hensley on that time at least gets some bat on the ball. Head coach for the Cougars is Brian Jeter. Swung on miss. Ball's loose at the plate. Plenty of time for Coons. Steps out and throws the ball on down to Will to complete the out. So a strikeout swinging for out number 2. That'll bring up Jalen Berry, the first baseman.
The first baseman, Jalen Berry.
1,600-meter run. Final call for the boys, 100-meter dash.
Here's a fastball right down the middle.
Gabe seems to be pretty relaxed out there tonight so far.
Sure does. Here's a breaker down. That gets on back to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cougars batting here in the top half of inning number 2 in an 8-0 ball game. Here's the pitch. Breaker catches the inside corner.
Yeah, Caleb has been doing a real good job behind the plate this season. He did a real good job over at Danville in the weather, making the plays back there and stopping the ball.
There's a breaking ball. Swung on and miss. So 1, 2, 3, and the Athenians come to bat again. A couple of strikeouts by Gabe Joner, and looking good out there. Well, I had mentioned after we'd played, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 ball games, how I really felt like Caleb was just gradually improving all the time. I was watching you guys down in Tennessee, and I don't think it was particularly Coons' problem, but more balls were going to the backstop, and that has less. Part of that is him really doing a good job of blocking the ball, and our pitchers just, when you go down there, and first of all, our opponents have already played like 10, 11, 12 ball games, and
yeah, down there in Tennessee, when we go down there, they're halfway more through their season, so
it makes it a little bit tougher on everybody, and their pitchers are more relaxed. Our guys are just kind of trying to figure out how to get comfortable out there, and we are very fortunate to be able to do that, though, because it does pay off. I can't help but believe the fact that we go down there. We play pretty good competition for the most part, and it's a good way to start out the season. And we really, I tell you, I can't remember how long we've been doing. We've been doing it a long, long while, and however, this year was the longest trip. I believe you left on Monday.
It was a full week. Yeah. We did 2 days in Nashville with just, the kids went to a Vanderbilt game. We went walking downtown Nashville. So, and that's another big part of it is just the team bonding and the guys getting to know each other and hassle each other and, things like that, especially for the incoming freshmen, to see what it's like to be part of the program.
And this year the JV went down. JV does not go every year. It's not the first time they've gone, but it was good this year, and I think part of that may have been because we do have a very short roster, something we talked about before, and we still have a young man that we'd kind of like to see get back in with Owen Bennett, but still off, and that leaves us really short.
Yep, I noticed Owen was out in uniform in pregame warm-ups tonight.
All right, Austin Warren takes the first pitch for a ball outside. Bottom half of inning number 2, Athenians leading at 8-0. Here's a fly ball deep left field toward the fence and against the fence. All right, Warren to second base with a stand-up double, and the wind probably
knocked that one down a little bit.
Yeah, wind again blowing kind of from left field across the right field foul pole, but that's going to affect that ball in a negative way. And so 2 base hit for Austin Warren, and that brings up Cam Saunders. Cam was on by an error his first time.
Yep.
There's one just a wee bit high.
Yeah, I was looking at the sheet here, and just for some perspective, North Putnam has 5 starting freshmen.
Here's a base hit in the 5.5 hole, really about to in the 6 hole. Oh, we're down. We took a spill going into first base. Cam was really burning it there and thinking about 2 maybe, but no dice. He totally wiped out, but good base hit there. And an RBI, and the score goes 9-0.
Luckily for Cam, I looked up here at the camera, and you can't see the first base on the camera, so We won't be able to go home and watch this tonight.
All right, we'll
have to find Duggar.
We'll have to find our man there, yeah. See if you can square him up a little. First pitch taken for a ball. Jake Decker hit by a pitch his first at bat. Came around to score, and he gets hit again. So how many times has Jake been hit this year?
He's been hit. He got hit first game of the season on his throwing hand. Came in and pitched that. He's been hit twice tonight. So I'd say maybe 4 or 5 times so far.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd seen him hit before up there, but anyway, not seems to be worse for the wear. So runners at first and second and nobody down. Here's a pitch. Cale swings and fouls that one off out of play. Cale McCarty with a base on balls his first time. And he also came around to score. When you get 8 in the first, almost everybody did come around to score.
Yeah.
All right, here's the pitch, and this is taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Isaac Thomason, freshman pitcher, in relief here in the second inning. Here's a line drive right through the legs of second baseman. Boy, ball hit hard, but that's normally scored as an error when it goes through the wickets. I hate to do that to Cale, but I'm going to give him an error because
the catcher, Caleb Coons.
That ball's got to be kept in front. Keep it in front, you get an out. So that runs the score to 10-0. Caleb Coons stepping in. Caleb with a base hit, his first at bat. Runner goes as once again the Athenians run the first and third. Pitch taken for a strike. Next pitch is down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Coach Roach stood out third. I noticed Coach Welver must have got worn out by that long first inning, and Coach Hobson takes over in the first base coach's box. Which, by the way, with Athenian coaches, you never really know exactly where those boxes are.
Yeah, Caleb had a good hit to right center last time up the bat. So let's see if we can get another and get 2 more runs in here.
Here's a ground ball to third. No, we can't get it. We got a runner. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We were hung out to dry, and the young man went to first base, but by the time he had thought about it, it was too late.
Yeah, Kel McCarty come off second and stopped in time. That shortstop couldn't run and catch Kel and couldn't throw to first and get Caleb. So
I'm going to be the harsh scorekeeper. That's a fielder's choice, a very bad choice, but not a hit in that case.
We got Andrew Martin doing courtesy running for Caleb again.
Yeah, Andrew, he's looking like he did last. Here's a fly ball left field. Left fielder over to his left. Brings it in. Out number 1. Good job of the left fielder that time. Stayed with it. No advancement. So Zach flies out to left field.
The first baseman, Will Kellerman.
Will Kellerman to the plate. Back to the top of the batting order.
Will had a ground out to shortstop and error to the second baseman in his 2 at-bats last inning. Takes first pitch, ball 1 low.
4-1 over there.
Here's ground ball right side. Second baseman over. Underhands. Has the out. So Will 4-3 for out number 2.
The second baseman.
And Martin moves up to second, and on to third is Jake Decker. No.
I think it's Kel. Kel McCarty.
Kel McCarty's it. Yeah. I didn't punch Jake in there. He already scored.
Carson takes first pitch strike.
He's 2 for 2. Single and a double so far. Here's the pitch down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down here, bottom half of inning number 2. Athenians lead at 11-0. Here's a pitch up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, you know, I really don't know that. Now, there's some years I follow North Putnam a little better than I have this year. So I really don't know this team very well. But with all the freshmen, you got to think maybe they're short on pitching by Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pitch inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, a lot of teams have that trouble. When you get to the end of the week, you start searching for innings out of your pitchers. Athenians very blessed in that regard with the depth of the pitching staff. Here's the pitch, ball 4. So down to first base goes Carson Scott. And that loads him up for Josh Blackburn.
That puts Austin Warren, leadoff batter, back on deck. So the Athenians are going to bat 9 again this inning.
See if Josh can be patient here. He's 0 for 1. Walked his first time, came around and scored a run. First pitch taken for a strike, so there's some patience. You got to kind of wait a little bit. The young man doesn't have a whole lot of velocity out there.
Yeah, waiting is not Josh's specialty.
Here's the pitch. That'll hang high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Final call for the boys, 1,600-meter run. Second call for the girls, 4x100-meter relay. First call was for the boys, 4x100-meter relay. Final call for the boys, 1,600-meter run.
There's the pitch. 100 miss. Well, he was after a grand salami on that one. See what I mean about the coach's box?
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Josh Blackburn waving that bat. Here's the pitch. He hits this one off the fist into the Athenian dugout area. Josh wasn't going to get called out on, even though that ball was probably 6 inches inside. Count remains 1-2. A cool night here at Athenian Field. Here's the pitch. Fouled off right side. Athenian bats are not really sizzling, but they're hot on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
7 hits, though.
You know,
I don't know how many I have. I don't always agree with the scoreboard. Here's a pitch. Here's a long drive. Way back. Against the fence at the 320 mark out there. That's going to clear the bases. Here is no throw. Is a base clearing double by Josh Blackburn. Had a feeling Josh wasn't going to take a walk.
Yeah, and I think the wind on that one again kept that one.
I think so. That ball was hit hard. Okay. Get all these guys penciled in here, and we run it up to 14-0.
Brings Austin Warren back up to bat. He crushed one off the fence. His first at bat this inning. Looks and takes a low ball, strike 1.
Seems like this happened to us once before. We had a Friday night where pitching wasn't very strong. Maybe it was Saturday. Maybe it was a Saturday. All I can remember is I thought, my gosh, we're going to have to make an awful adjustment. You get this kind of pitching, then you see somebody that can really throw the ball. it can get tough. Ground ball, big hop to the third baseman. Nice throw on to first for the third out as Austin grounds out 5-3. 6 runs and 4 hits on the inning, and the Athenians now lead it by a score of 14-0. So, after 2 full, the line score looks like this. The Cougars with no runs on no hits, and they have 2 errors. And your Athenians have 14 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Well, over on the other side, our girls are not having quite as much luck against the Lady Cougars as North Putnam leads the girls by a 4-1 score.
Looks like we may have a change at catcher. Looks like Henry Taylor's in. Caleb's not putting any gear on, so I'm assuming he's not coming back out. Probably going to give him a little bit of rest as possibly catching 2 games tomorrow. Henry should be well acclimated to catching Gabe since they both play on JV, so pretty smart move to conserve a little bit of varsity players for tomorrow's doubleheader.
Well, and again, I'm not sure has he caught any varsity innings this year?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that gives Henry an opportunity to do something too there that he hasn't been able to do. Fortunately, not really in a pressure position here, but nonetheless.
I'm sure you still have those nerves, though.
It's always, first time out, it's always special, sure enough. Yeah. Yeah, I go back to about 1954 when I went out on the field for the first time, opened the season against Lafayette Jeff. And I don't know that you're familiar with this, but the old Milliken Park Ball Diamond at that time had a terrace like Crosley Field in Cincinnati. And for some reason, the coach put me in left field, and I'd only practice infield. And about 3 batters in, a guy hit a line drive. Here's a foul back as this would be the number 7 hitter. Gunner. I was looking at that name, Gunner. Maybe he's a basketball player, you think?
It might be.
No balls, 1 strike. Here's a nice breaking pitch. That ball fell right off the tabletop. Nice job, Gabe Joyner, in rhythm. Yeah, I just froze out there and turned and ran up the terrace. Swung on and missed. Throw down to first base to complete the out. Although I think he caught it cleanly. I didn't see the umpire come up with a hand right away, so I'm not sure. Anyway, out is recorded as a strikeout, 1 down.
I think that's just Henry being safe instead of sorry.
Yeah. All right, Chase Huddle, the batter, and he's the third baseman for North Putnam. Here's a line drive. No, diving, 1-hop stop on to first base. Hey.
We go, Austin.
It's a good reaction by Austin Warren.
And I tell you, he went all out on that one. 5-3 put out, so 2 down quickly here.
That's good for Austin. Austin had a couple bad hops on that. So Danville's got an all-turf infield.
Yes.
And that Austin really was a little off-kilter on a couple plays on that this week. So he's probably glad to be back on the natural dirt and grass there.
Yeah.
Well, there's another breaking ball for a strike.
Second call for the boys, 4x100 relay. Third call for the girls, 400 meter dash.
This one in the dirt. Hops off of Henry a little bit there.
And I've done real well so far. I haven't called Austin Adam once yet tonight.
Oh, okay. It happens. Here's the pitch taken for a strike. Yeah, I haven't called Kale Matt either.
Matt, yeah.
Here's the 1-2. That's taken maybe a little outside, maybe a little down. Count even as 2-2. This is wild on the board. To the plate, swung on and missed. Henry throws on down, but we know he caught that one. Get a little exercise when you can.
So Gabe Joyner with another quick 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, North Putnam without a runner yet.
Yep, and I think that'll bring Cam Saunders up to bat. Cam, his last at bat, had a single to right field.
Yeah, Cam has scored 2 runs. He on by an air the first time, and then a hit. And 2 spot for Cam. So Athenians coming to bat here in the bottom half of inning number 3, leading by a score of 14-0. Again, doubleheader tomorrow, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock schedule, a little bit different timing. But hopefully the weather will hold and we can have baseball out here tomorrow.
Yep, it ought to be a fun time. I haven't looked or scouted anything on Munster yet, so I don't know what kind of team they are, but assuming they're probably a pretty big school. And
well, I don't know whether we have ever been able to do anything with that Benton Central game, which was scheduled.
Yes, that one is rescheduled. I believe it's the week that we played North Montgomery.
Okay.
Leading off.
Well, we played North Montgomery, but we also play Frankfurt that week.
Yeah, we have a full week that week. Monday we have North Montgomery here. Tuesday we have North Montgomery there. Wednesday we have Benton Central here. And Friday we have Frankfurt there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
there's a ground ball left side. Shortstop has it in the glove on to first base, and Cam goes down 6-3. Good job of the shortstop out there. That'll bring up Jake Decker. Jake been on both times, scored 2 runs, and both times he's been hit by a pitch.
Decker.
So our coaching staff, I don't know, getting a little bit lazy here.
We don't have any base coaches this time.
No, we don't. Here's a ball popped foul and out of play to the right side. I think the wind has really changed a whole lot from the start of this ball game.
No, it still looks like it's coming out of the northwest.
Here's one that's way high. Jake better be ready to move. It didn't hit twice. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the ball swung on and missed, and I think Jake was going for the downs on that one.
Yeah.
So a ball and 2 strikes. Third baseman still creeping in on the grass. Here's the pitch, swung on, grounded, and third baseman cannot get there. Shortstop's not going to get it there in time as Jake wheels on down, and that'll be an infield base hit. There, I just heard the announcement. I got a grandson doing the 4x100 relay over there. I can't see.
That's one of those races, if you blink, you miss it.
Yeah, happens in a hurry. Cale McCarty to the plate. Cale also scored 2 runs. He's had a base on balls. He was on via an air. Hit a ball really hard. Went right through the legs of the second baseman. He takes the first pitch for a ball. There's the pitch on the outside corner, and I hear some instructions down here. We need a first base coach. We've got to call. Let's see who comes out to do this duty. I think they're probably all fighting over it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Cale McCarty, junior shortstop for the Athenians. Here's the pitch. He swings and grounds the left side foul. So everybody returns. Well, I don't know. Coach Weller
Coach Weller drew the short straw.
I guess he couldn't get a volunteer. All right, here's the 1-2 by Tomlinson, and it's way high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch swung on, foul down the left field line.
Just a little early on that one.
Yeah, he kind of got that one in the wheelhouse, but I think it's probably a little less than batting practice speed, actually.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on a foul, and his head, he probably is going to have a sore neck because his head went swinging around on that one. He reaches out, grounds that to the pitcher. Pitcher has to wait, but the shortstop does get there, and the force out is made. So fielder's choice there is Cale grounds the shortstop, and he takes it to, or the pitcher, pardon me, and he takes it to the shortstop. So it's 1-6 for the put out, or out number 2.
That'll bring up Henry Taylor, who went in to catch for Caleb Coons last inning. Henry had been doing DHing for Caleb, so he's had quite a few varsity bats already this season.
Yes. He's pitching the dirt, and that gets by. Runner on down.
It sounds to be a very exciting race over the track meet right now.
Final call for the girls, 400-meter run. Second call for the boys, 400-meter run.
I believe we've got another. Here's a line drive into right field for a base hit. Around third, on his way to the plate is Cale McCarty, and he does put his foot on the plate for run number 15 for the Athenians. So good base hit that time by Henry Taylor.
In a third place tie, Clark of Crawfordsville, LeBeau of North Montgomery. Second place, Cole of North Montgomery. And
The designated hitter, Zach Pitcher.
All right, that brings Zach up. Zach had a fly ball to left field last time at bat. So he's looking to put something in the green out there and see if we can't get another run in.
He swings and misses at a breaker that tails off the outside corner. 2 down here. We're going to have a pinch runner right now.
Courtesy runner for our catcher, so that's going to be Evan Cheney.
The courtesy runner, first base, is number 25, Evan Cheney.
Evans got a short lead there. Sure, he's not going in. I don't think the Athenians are going to be trying to run in this situation unless we get to a 3-2 count.
Yep.
Next pitch is taken down for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Bottom half inning number 3. Athenians leading by a score of 15-0. And that'll nail him.
Brings us back around top of the order, Will Kellerman.
The first baseman, Will Kellerman.
So Fitcher down to first base for the first time today. Third batter, I believe, that's been hit. Will 1 for 3 on the day. Taken up high. Freshman Isaac Thomason, the North Putnam pitcher. This one swung on, fouled straight back. This one swung on off the end of the bat to the third baseman. He's got into the glove for out number 3, although I'm not sure the young man really had that count. But anyway, he brought it in. So, hey, Will having a tough day. He's 1 for 4. Maybe just a little bit too anxious.
All right, that should bring us back to the top of the order. Thomason for the Cougars. Doesn't look like there's any defensive changes.
The Cougars last thing, I don't know whether I finished saying what I started to say, but it appeared that Gunnar Burris had come in to catch.
Yep, we do have one defensive change. Looks like we have in left field.
Playing on Alco now. Owen Bennett.
Owen Bennett in left. All right. We'll see where he goes in the batting order.
Well,
that's
where
Cam
Saunders was at. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new right fielder for Crawfordsville is number 29, Andrew Martin. The new left fielder is number 11, Owen Bennett.
All right, so we got Andrew Martin in right field for Jake Decker and Owen Bennett in left field for Cam Saunders.
For the Cougars, the pitcher, Isaac Thomason.
Second call for the girls, 300-meter hurdles. First call for the boys, 300-meter hurdles.
Okay, Coach Rhodes got all those changes put in with the umpire, and everyone ready to go now. So Thomason, who started at shortstop, now the pitcher, comes to bat for the second time, takes the first pitch for a ball, struck out his first at bat. This is grounded left side. Cale McCarty on to first base, 1 down. Cale, real aggressive on that
really
ball, coming to it hard.
Charge it and got on 1 hop. Those are the ones that if you let it play you, it usually doesn't work out very well.
No, that next hop was going to be a different hop than the one he fielded.
Yep.
All right, that brings up Evan Davies, the center fielder. Grounded out to Will Kellerman, his first at bat. Big breaker, stays just a little bit high.
Here the result of the girls' lineup. In fourth place, Eagle Southmont.
Another breaker up and in.
Second place,
So,
Crawfordsville.
2-0, and
First place, McClurkin.
Joner has been ahead in the count most of the time, which I really like. Sure, coaches do too. Here's a line drive, and that'll be caught! Andrew Martin diving, and the ball skewing away from him toward the right field line. Stuck out his glove from a prone position and got it clean for out number 2.
The designated hitter, Colton Forson.
It's a dramatic way to keep the no-hitter going.
Yeah.
Well, That's probably the best play that Andrews ever made in a varsity uniform. That was a good play for anybody. He may have slightly misjudged it on his angle, but nonetheless, he was coming full speed and let his body fly and let his arm reach out there. Looked like Plastic Man, the way that arm went out there. That one's taken for a strike. Count even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, top of the 4th. Here's another breaker right there. I mean, this young man, it just spins it out of his hand, and it's right there time after time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. And Henry's going to get a little more exercise.
A little more arm workout.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left.
Yeah, Gabe throwing a stellar game.
Well, he's got 6 strikeouts in 4 innings, so that's pretty good.
And he throws the curveball, and we all know how Athenian baseball loves the curveball.
Yeah, we don't always love to hit it, but we like to throw it.
We like to throw it. Alright, so we got some changes here. Supposed to be up to bat. Looks like we have Austin Moats for Carson Scott.
It is Moats, yes.
And then it looks like on deck is going to be Yudai Nakashami, foreign exchange student from Japan. Looks like he's going to get a varsity at bat today.
Yeah, I didn't think he was on that varsity roster. Okay, umpire getting those changes to the North Montgomery scorekeeper. So Austin Moats coming to the plate.
Leading off for your Athenians, number 2, Austin Moats.
Austin takes that one for a strike.
And in first place, Princeton of North Montgomery, with a time of 5 minutes, 1.90 seconds.
Austin's had a fair amount of varsity experience this year. He's had some real good outings at third base.
Yes, he has. Next pitch on the outside corner. So one of them on the inside corner, one of them on the outside corner. And Austin is behind. 0-2. He grounds this from the right side on to first base. And they'll be out number 1. Well, I think Austin that time probably swung at a pitch that wasn't quite a strike. It was down, but
his first
just the same.
He's a senior.
Kind of forced to swing. Nishiyama, the hitter.
Yudai is a foreign exchange student from Japan. Listed as a senior as a foreign exchange student. He also was on the swim team this year in the winter. Yudai had several good at-bats off the JV down in Tennessee earlier this year.
Swings and misses. Yeah, I believe I had a conversation with Coach Froge about him, and I think the young man really doesn't have much playing experience.
I was talking to Jake about him earlier, and he hadn't played since he was about 10 years old.
Yeah. Second pitch taken for a strike, so he's behind 0-2. Thomason to the plate, and this was swung on a miss. Something up out of the strike zone. So, yeah, man, a little disappointed there, but I tell you what, good to see him get in a bat.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Tyson Hendon batting for Austin Warren.
Tyson Hendon.
Tyson takes that for a called strike on the outside corner. It's a pitch, swung on, foul over to the girls' ball diamond. So Hendon behind on the count, 0-2. Batting here in the bottom of inning number 4. Here's the pitch. That swung on line over the first baseman's head. And, you know, the dugout always likes this kind of stuff. Kids that haven't had a chance to really do anything and come up and get a base hit, that's great. So runner at first with 2 down.
Yeah, and the JV team will be playing West Lafayette tomorrow morning. It's listed as a doubleheader, but I think they're just playing one single game, probably starting at 11 a.m.
All right, Owen Bennett for his first at bat this year. And I think everybody knows this, but Owen has been going through a health problem and lost a lot of weight. I talked to him a week ago and said he got about half of his weight back that he'd originally lost. Junior catcher, really been the catcher for the Athenians the past 2 seasons and not able to get in there until tonight. Here's a ground ball left side. Third baseman, tough hop, throws the ball high into right field, and that'll bring Hendon on to third base. So that'll go as a throwing error.
They'll bring Andrew Martin up to bat.
Yeah, Martin batting for
Cam
Jake.
Saunders.
I
think he's.
I had him in for Jake.
Yeah, he is for
Jake.
Jake. Yep, my bad. Owen batted for Cam.
Yeah.
Last one.
Here's the pitch, swung on, foul back to the screen. Next pitch, swung on, line drive, left field, left fielder lets it bounce in front of him, and that'll be a base hit. And when I say he lets it bounce in front of him, he just really did stand there and not go to the ball. You know,
Owen took advantage of that, went from first to third with a head first slide into third base. So,
yeah, Coach Froach coming out and talking to him, saying maybe you don't need to be that energetic already. Yeah. Well, anyway, good hit there by Martin, and
now number 25, Evan.
He gets an RBI as Hendon comes on to score run number 16.
We'll have Evan Cheney batting in place of Kel McCarty.
A lot of pinch hitters here in inning number 4 for the Athenians.
And a time of 51.55 seconds.
All right. We're all ready to go here. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, but runners scoring position at second to third. First pitch a little bit high for a ball. Cheney swings and takes that one to left field. Left fielder over toward the line, under, and has it for out number 3. So Cheney flies out to left field to end inning number 4. At the end of 4, no runs, No hits, 3 errors for the Cougars. For your Athenians, 16 runs on 12 hits and no errors. Checking in, looking at the softball game, Athenian girls in a little bit of trouble over here, batting in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 8-1. Athenians girls coming off a win against Fountain Central. Played pretty well against Danville, actually, this week. Danville, the leading team in the conference for softball, and the shortened game over there, 5 innings, was a 5-1 ball game, and I believe maybe the second game was 9-3, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Too many scores to remember, but I think the team is played pretty well recently. Got off to a rough start. Here's the throw down by Taylor and off the glove and retrieved. We're ready to go for inning number 5. And the Cougars need 6 runs to stay alive. Or is that 16? My bad. That's 16, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They need 7 runs to stay alive. 16-0, and that means they don't only need a touchdown, they need an extra point. But anyway, here we go. Gabe still on the mound out there and throwing well, and the first pitch is right there for a strike to Austin Rader, the starting pitcher for the Cougars.
In third place, McClurkin of North Montgomery. Second place, Hess of South
Next pitch stays wide.
A little outside on that one.
Lowry Southmont with a ball of 11 feet 6 inches.
A ball in the strike. Ball hangs high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Final call for the girls 800-meter run.
Cougars looking for their first base runner.
Call for the girls 200-meter dash.
This one again high, so
Yeah, Gabe's going to have to make a little bit of adjustment on his curveball.
needing a strike here. 3-1. Grounded foul, and we go to a full count.
First baseman, number 18, Ronnie Utterback.
Here's a 3-2. Swung on and missed. Ball that broke out off the plate, but it looks good on the way. And Raider goes down swinging.
The second baseman,
All right.
Cody Perkins.
This is a pinch hitter here. Perkins.
Cody.
Takes the first pitch. Ball 1. Say Cody's another one of those freshmen. Swung on and missed. Count evens 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
They have 9 freshmen on their team roster for the varsity.
Here's a line drive, base hit. And the Cougars have a base runner.
Second place, Baird of Crawfordsville. And in first place, Ward Southmont with a ball of 7 feet 6 inches.
The first baseman, Jalen Berry.
Jalen Berry comes to the plate. Jalen plays first base. 1 on, 1 out. Gabe works from a stretch, but Now by rule, not really by rule, but you better stretch when you got to run on first base. First pitch, ball one. Here's a ground ball foul behind the coach down at first base. 1-1. Here's a pitch taken for a strike. One ball, two strikes. Short lead at first. Next pitch hangs high and the count even is 2-2.
Imagine we might see a curveball on the outside of the plate here. See if we can give him a swing at it.
Here's a ground ball. Gabe on his tail end makes the play onto first base. Little slick out there, and we understand that with all the rain we've had. Sometimes it's kind of amazing that we're even playing with all the rain we've had.
Yeah.
Pitch hitting for North Putnam, number 7.
So 1-3 records out number 2, and that brings up
number 7.
A pinch hitter, and I'm looking for a
junior Adam Amons.
Yeah. First time at bat for this young man. Ball in the dirt. There was a little bit different looking pitch that time. What kind of came way over the top and fast ball.
Final call for the boys' 800-meter run.
Next pitch swung on and missed.
And first call for the boys' 800-meter run. Third final call for the boys' 800-meter run.
Here's a breaking ball.
Just hangs high just a little bit.
Yeah, I think probably in other situations that might have been called a strike, but 2-1. Joyner to the plate, and that one's definitely high. Gabe Joyner looking for the third out to end this ball game. Trying to keep the shutout in order. Here's the 3-1 now. And that's ball. So he's, for the first time, he went 4 innings without really losing any rhythm at all out there. But he's lost a little rhythm this inning. Giving up now a walk after the base hit a batter ago. 2 batters ago.
The runner at first base is number 15, Doug O'Hare.
So, there's a pinch runner, O'Hare, for the Cougars, running at first base. All right, Joyner to the plate. This is swung on and missed. Chase Hutto, the third baseman, is the hitter.
And in first place, Odom of Southmont with a time of 1 minute, 3.11 seconds.
Here's a breaker right there for a strike. So 0-2. Joyner needs one more to end this ball game. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Apropos, another strikeout for Gabe Joyner, and a fine one-hitter as the Athenians are victorious here in 5 innings by a score of 16-0. Line score, no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for the Cougars, and for your Athenians, 16 runs, 12 hits, and no errors.
No errors. Good game.
Well, I think that you got to have these kinds every once in a while. And, I mean, it's really good for team morale. See, virtually everybody on the bench had a chance to bat, and we had a couple of them probably get their first varsity hit.
Yep.
And I think that Joyner certainly has got to feel really good about his performance here this evening.
Yeah, Gabe did a good job, other than giving up that one hit there at the end of the game. But, 4-5 solid innings of pitching, that's pretty good.
Okay. Tell you, Jeff, why don't you go ahead and run through that schedule through next week again?
All right, so Saturday we have tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, the JV is against West Lafayette. Varsity will be in action here at 1:30 and 4 o'clock against Munster. Tuesday, we will have varsity action here against Southmont. Thursday, we'll have varsity action at Southmont. Both those games start at 6 o'clock. Friday, May 10th, will be... hold on. Nope. And then Saturday, May 11th, we'll have varsity and JV doubleheader at Park Tudor, starting at 11 a.m. with the varsity.
Okay, so, we'll be webcasting tomorrow with that doubleheader, hopefully, and then on Tuesday. The Southmont, as we start into the county rivalry games, with South first, and then the following week, North Montgomery.
Yep.
So I think that's about it from here, Jeff. You got anything else you want to add?
Nope. I think the guys have been playing hard, and they've really had to grind out a couple games, and they've stayed up to the challenge and never given up, and it's showing, and they're just playing really well.
Sure enough. So that brings the Athenians to a season record of 16-3. And looking to go right ahead next week in conference play. Well, I had a good time. I don't think we've worked together before, Jeff.
No, it's the first time.
And I've had a lot of guys over the years out there, but good job. Really appreciate Jeff Decker stepping in today, and always with Justin Duggar work on the camera. So until next time, this is Dan Welliver saying good evening and good baseball.